Browse faster and smarter with Flow's broadband service. Broadband service. Enhance your learning and go back to school with Flow's broadband service. Sign up today and receive free installation. Plus, get entered into a draw for a chance to win a brand new laptop and great school supplies. So browse faster for less when you go back to school with Flow broadband. For more information, call 800-FLOW. That is 800-3569 or visit www.discoverflow.co. Special terms and conditions apply. Flow. Watch. Talk. Click.
This is CC6 Newsline Weekend Review for September 3rd to September 6, 2012. It was the week in which the Prime Minister apologized to public servants for late payments of salaries. The Electoral Office defended how it handled the theft of one of its computer systems. And one senator expressed confidence that the ruling administration will win the next election. In sports, the nation celebrated with Olympic 400-meter gold medalist Kirani James. Stay with us, we'll bring you details when we return.
Sudden Waste Limited offers professional septic tank clearance at unbeatable prices. At Sudden Waste Limited, you dump it, we pump it, and we also disinfect it. Located in River Road, St. George's next to Steve's Auto, Sudden Waste Limited for professional septic tank clearance. Also available, portable toilets, garbage collection and garbage bins. Call us today, 435-DIRT. That is 435-3478. Sudden Waste Limited. You dump it, we pump it.
Unlimited talk, $75. Talk unlimited to over 50 destinations. Unlimited talk to all local landlines. Landline to mobile, 45 cents. Sign up now.
Flow, watch, talk, click.
At Scotiabank, we offer a number of borrowing solutions to make home ownership work for you. It all starts with a conversation. For the right mortgage advice, come in and talk to us. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Thanks for joining us. I am Samantha Williams. The deep financial crisis that has gripped the country has manifested itself in the inability of government to meet a major monthly obligation, and the man who heads the cabinet says he's not happy with how the situation was handled by the ministry responsible for the country's finances.
Prime Minister Honorable Tillman Thomas is apologizing to workers in the public service for the late payment of their August salaries. Public sector workers were due to receive their salaries last week, Thursday, but up to Friday had not been paid. A news release from the Ministry of Finance late Friday advised that an update will be given on the matter early this week. Speaking with reporters at the Morris Bishop International Airport, where he was conducting official business on Monday, Prime Minister Thomas addressed the issue.
I must apologize to the public workers for the late notice. I believe the Ministry of Finance could have been more forthcoming in terms of the information to let the public officers know earlier that we may have some difficulties. This is a global crisis, not only Grenada experiencing this. So again, I want to apologize to the public officers for the late notice. The notice would have been earlier given to them that we are having some difficulties.
The Prime Minister said he could not go into details, but arrangements had been made for the workers to be paid. However, a news release from the Ministry of Finance on Monday afternoon says in part, and I quote, "Further to the release on August 31st, 2012, the Government of Grenada wishes to advise that the process of payment to public workers will commence tomorrow, Tuesday, September 4th, and will be completed by Wednesday, September 5th, 2012. Government regrets the delay, but wishes to assure all public workers that they will be paid by Wednesday, September 5th, 2012. End of quote. Janelle Andrews, CC6 Newsnight.
Some of the thousands of Grenadian government workers on Tuesday received their August salaries, which were due since last week. But the New National Party is warning that the lateness of the payments is evidence of the poor state of the country's economy.
The late payment of salaries to government workers is of concern to the New National Party, which says this is an indication of the state of Grenada's economy. The NNP held a media conference on Tuesday at its Mount Helicon headquarters, where it outlined some of the implications it will have on the country. Former Minister of Finance, Senator Anthony Boson, says the government didn't have a choice but to pay salaries late.
But what we are experiencing here is a chronic cash flow problem, a persistent decline in your revenue vis-a-vis government expenditure. And therefore, what we have facing us is simply a financial crisis, a severe financial crisis, and we can almost say that this government is bankrupt. And when you are bankrupt, you don't have a choice.
Former Minister of Youth, Emmeline Pear, says the action of the current administration should be closely analyzed.
This is the second time in about 3 months that this is happening. And we know that there's a saying, once is a mistake, twice is a habit. And I think this is what seems to be occurring in the case of this administration. As a matter of fact, I believe public servants right now, when the month ends, they have no confidence that they will be receiving their payments at the end of the month. What a position for any employee to be in.
Shadow Education Minister of Education for the New National Party, Delma Thomas, says she hopes teachers are the first to be paid.
Teachers are too crucial to the development of our nation to be so negatively affected. We come here today at the start of the school year in what is a difficult period for parents, teachers, and students. Indeed, the lack of economic growth in the last 4 years and the inability of the government to expand the economy has also affected its ability to invest in the educational sector.
Senator Boson says the New National Party would have acted differently in a situation like the financial crisis the country is facing.
We will have to make those short-term adjustments in terms of cutting back on some of those recurrent expenditure. Because if you realize in the last budget presentation, the Minister of Finance finally realized that for the past 3 years, they were on the wrong track. So what did he say? We will cut back on current expenditure and supplies, external travel, save $8 million in one way, $800,000 another way. Those measures should have been done from day one. And instead of trying to save $8 million now, we are talking about $24 million that could have been saved.
He says it is unfortunate that Grenada is facing these difficult times. Karima Lewis, CC6 News 9.
A government senator is throwing his full support behind the ruling administration and its chances for a second consecutive term in office, despite problems which have hit the government during its 4 years managing the country.
Minister of Information Senator Glenn Noel is confident the ruling National Democratic Congress will return to office when the next general elections are called. In an exclusive interview with CC6 Newsnight recently, Senator Noel says when compared to the New National Party administration, which ruled the country for 13 years before the NDC won the 2008 elections, the Tillman Thomas-led party stands a great chance of sealing a second consecutive term in office.
If you line up every thinking Grenadian and you ask them, who would you trust with your money? Who would you trust as it relates to stealing between Tillman Thomas and Kit Mitchell? I'm certain at the end of it that the answer will be Tillman Thomas in terms of trust. So certainly an administration that is led by Tillman Thomas as Prime Minister and political leader will not engage in any activity that will attempt to defraud or to steal the election. whatever objective issue the electoral office has, it will affect everyone in the same way. And I think that we are on course, and I don't think that there is anything to be worried about.
During their 4 years in office, 3 MPs, Honorable Michael Church, Honorable Peter David and Honorable Carl Hood, resigned from their governmental positions, while MP Joseph Gilbert was fired by the Prime Minister in January. But Senator Noel says the party will present a team of 15 candidates that can take the country forward.
I will go on record to say that I believe in the final analysis, NDC will put forward a winnable team, united, solid, behind our political leader, Tillman Thomas. And at the end of the day, we will go on to win the next election. I'm not worried about that. In life, you expect a team who come forward as a team to remain. And I will say to you that not everybody will stay the course. Not everybody will remain to the end. That is unfortunate, but we believe when one door is closed, another one is open. And the NDC as a party is an institution in itself. Individuals will come and individuals will go, but the party will continue because there is a solid platform and foundation.
The outspoken government-appointed senator says while he has no immediate desire to contest any of the 15th constituency seats, if he is called upon to serve his country in that way, he is willing.
Glenn Noel could do anything. I'm a team player, and I will put my effort where it's needed. If my effort is needed to run, I'll run. If my effort is needed to enhance everybody else who is running, as I've done in the election, I will do what it takes. I'm not obsessed. I have no real interest in running because you have a team and you have different people playing in different positions.
In the 2008 general elections, the National Democratic Congress won 11 of the 15 seats, and the party is hoping to seal another victory at the polls when the next elections are due in 2013. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
When we return, Kirani James officially made a sports tourism ambassador.
GTM wishes to advise its customers of its new toll-free office and fax numbers for our local offices. You can contact us at 800-4GTM. That is 800-4486. Alternatively, we can be contacted on telephone numbers 232-2351, 232-6456, or 232-0920.
GTM, some solid reliable.
Only one dishwashing liquid can do the job. Quicks is the expert in taking out the toughest grease easily. You know you can trust it. Quicks cuts grease better, full stop.
Superior one-on-one customer service. Phenomenal products customized to your individual style and need. Fast and efficient service are all attributes that have made St. Louis the leading manufacturers of windows and doors for over 30 years in St. Lucia. And we are now pleased to extend our services to you. Try our new single-hung windows, which can be tilted for easy cleaning. Our famous casement windows, which locks with keys for added security. Our gliders, projected aluminum and heavy sliding windows, sliding and commercial doors, commercial shop fronts, and more. Visit us today, building number 19 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George's, or call us at 439-6538.
Hey, I was just thinking about you,
What do you look like?
Well, well-built. So what do you look like?
I'm a bit of a looker.
I'm a decent cook.
And I'm really tidy.
So what are you
wearing?
Too shy to talk? Well, with Digicel's Free After 5, life will never be the same again. Digicel makes communicating much easier and affordable. Plus, you get to talk much longer and for free. Talk for 5 minutes on any local Digicel call and get the rest of the hour absolutely free. That's 55 free minutes. So go ahead, make that call and keep talking. Free After 5, shaking things up since 2010. Digicel, the bigger, better network.
Welcome back. It is now official. Kirani James is a sports tourism ambassador for Grenada, and the youngster is looking forward to doing even more for his country as he gets away to continue his studies before the start of the next athletic season.
The government of Grenada on Monday fulfilled one of its promises made to Olympic gold medalist Kirani James by officially appointing him an ambassador for the country. On Saturday, during a national rally and birthday celebration for the young James, who has just turned 20, Prime Minister Honorable Tillman Thomas outlined a reward package for the glory the 400-meter runner has brought to the country. Prime Minister Thomas, in presenting Ambassador James with his official documents on Monday at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, praised him for what he has done for the country so far.
Kirani has always adequately represented us, and now we're going to make him a sports ambassador for tourism. We believe that Kirani has done excellent, and he has promoted Grenada. Again, I want to really thank Kirani for this historic weekend. We all enjoyed this weekend. Numbers of Grenadians came out to pay tribute to Kirani. We want to wish you all the best as you continue, both in your academic and your sporting life.
Ambassador to CARICOM and the OECS and Chief of Staff in the Prime Minister's office, William Joseph, was at the ceremony.
There's always been a very strong and healthy link between tourism and sport. So on the basis of Kirani's international recognition, he ought to be in a very good position to represent Grenada's interests in the tourism field, so that the more he is exposed on the international stage, the more he's followed by international media, the more we present him at the tourism promotion events across the country in the relevant markets, and then to that extent, Grenada as a destination could expect more attention.
Kirani was on his way back to the University of Alabama in the United States, where he is pursuing a bachelor's degree in business after a whirlwind weekend of activities in Grenada.
I've always, tried to be an ambassador for this country and represent us, in the best positive way as I possibly can. So, for me to make this official, for the Prime Minister to make this official, is, I know it's a huge responsibility, but I'm up for the challenge in terms of just helping the world know a lot more about our country.
James's reward package also includes government bonds valued at $500,000, the National Athletic Stadium to be named the Kirani James Stadium, and a museum and sporting complex for Guav. In addition, the Sprint Star's birthday, September 1st, has been officially declared Kirani James Day. Beverly Sinclair, CC6 News Night.
It has been almost 4 months since the theft of some high-tech equipment at a St. George Parliamentary Elections Office, and the opposition leader says he is growing concerned that those in authority are not disseminating information on the investigation.
Leader of the opposition, Dr. Keith Mitchell, says government and those in authority at the Parliamentary Elections Office are not taking the issue of the theft of a computer system at a St. George constituency office seriously, and this is of grave concern to him. The building in St. Paul's that houses both the St. George Southeast and the St. George Northeast parliamentary elections offices were broken into in May, and 2 computer CPUs, 2 scanners and 2 cameras were discovered missing. Addressing members of the media recently, Dr. Mitchell says after 4 months, there has been no word on the investigation.
So I don't know how something like that can happen, and you're not hearing anything from the police. You're not hearing anything from the parliamentary office. The supervisor treats it as a passa. You're not hearing anything from the Prime Minister's office or the government. You're not hearing anything from the governing party, the NDC, about it. You're not hearing anything from the Governor General's office. And I'm worried about that because So Carla Green is somebody I have respect for, but I'm getting word.
Supervisor of Elections Judy Benoit says, however, the office went through the proper channels of reporting the theft and is awaiting a response from those in authority.
when there is a theft, I would think the appropriate thing to do is to report to the police, because I have no answers. Neither have I been trained in doing investigative work of that nature. I reported to the police, and as far as I know, it's in the hands of the police. And I believe that if they come up with something, they will let whoever's supposed to know what has transpired.
Dr. Mitchell says he does not think this was a random crime.
A machine like that disappears in a small country as Grenada, and no one could hear anything about it. They didn't take just the computer. They didn't take just the camera to say a thief, petty thief. They take the entire machinery process. So it is clear there must be someone who has a motive for registering people to interfere with the process. And to me, therefore, it must be somebody close to a serious political party, either the NNP or the NDC. So it seems to me they have to be examining all of us. But I see nobody has questioned us. Nobody has questioned any party. It is rather strange.
Well, to start with, I don't know that the NDC has any access to the system, or any other political party for that matter. Our office is a very independent office, and I don't know that there is any party involved in it. Additionally, I really don't know how they're going to do anything through the back door, and I don't know why such a statement would be made. Is it a practice that's a custom happening in Grenada? I really don't know.
The NNP political leader questions if the supervisor is being fair.
My concern is the supervisor must demonstrate that she is an independent person. So far, she has not demonstrated that to me. And therefore, I'm concerned about that. I'm worried about the role that she's playing. And she has to demonstrate that she's genuinely independent. And so far, I'm concerned. I'm worried about the process and our management of the process. That's my concern.
Well, if that's his feeling, I can't dispute his feelings. If he feels that way, then he must have a reason for feeling that way. I have confidence in myself and in what I do, so I have no problem with somebody else's feelings. I've been appointed to do a job, and I am going to continue to do the job until I am removed from the office.
This is the only known robbery at a parliamentary elections office since officials began using a new kind of equipment. But Ms. Benoit says in the past there have been break-ins at the Grandans and Cities offices. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
The sitting MP in a St. George constituency has said he will not be running the next general elections. But there are 3 men willing to take his place, one of whom already has plans for reviving a constituency which he says has been neglected by the present representative.
One of 3 hopeful NDC caretakers for St. George South East, Randall Robinson, is on a drive to get the 10 constituency groups in that area up and running to ensure the survival of the party. In an interview with CC6 Newsnight last week, Mr. Robinson says as one of the people vying for the position in St. George South East, he has been able to assist with the revival of 6 of the groups, and they are now concentrating on the other 4. He says representation in the constituency is all about listening and paying attention to the needs of the people.
What we have discovered since we have been going around in the Southeast is for the most part, none of the party groups are active. As a consequence, how can you represent people if the party groups are not active? So if there is going to be one thing that Randall Robinson is going to do in Southeast is to ensure that the party groups are active. You can't function as an MP if the party groups are not functioning, because the party groups will report to the constituency executive and you take your directions from the constituency executive. That is fed information by the party groups. So it is critical that the party groups be activated. At this point in time, there's only 1 out of 10 active.
He says his intended style of leadership will be centered on the development of every village in the constituency.
What I'm offering is for the people to have a say in what must take place in Southeast. It is imperative. There's no way that anybody can represent the constituency without knowing what the constituents need. it is imperative that the village groups function so that they can inform the constituency groups as to what is taking place in each of the villages, so that if there are any problems, those can be identified, prioritized, and dealt with. You have to give people a voice, and that is what my representation is going to be about, giving people a voice, not my voice, but the people's voice.
Representation of the constituents was better in the past, Mr. Robinson says, and he wants to return it to the way it was.
I do believe that the people of Southeast believe that the NDC is the party that should represent them in Parliament. And so I want to give them my best representation. Let me tell you, the history before Carl Hood has been one of great representation. Since he has come, there has been no representation. I'm sorry that I have to say it that way, but that is the reality on the ground. And I want to get back to what it used to be.
Present MP of St. George South East, Honorable Carl Hood, resigned from his governmental position as Minister of Foreign Affairs in May and has since said he will not be contesting the constituency seat at the next general elections. Late last month, he filed a no-confidence motion against the NDC administration, which is expected to be heard when next Parliament sits, a date for which has not yet been announced. Randall, former president of the Commercial Workers Union Elliot Bishop, and Tyrone Gilchrist of the Ministry of Finance have been named as the three people who are vying for a chance to be the NDC caretaker for St. George South East. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
Coming up in sports on 6 teams vying for cash and trophies in St. David Football League.
Browse faster and smarter with Flo's broadband service. Broadband service. Enhance your learning and go back to school with Flo's broadband service. Sign up today and receive free installation. Plus, get entered into a draw for a chance to win a brand new laptop and great school supplies. So browse faster for less when you go back to school with Flo broadband. For more information, call 800-FLO. That is 800-3569 or visit www.discoverflo.co. Special terms and conditions apply. Flow. Watch. Talk. Click.
Life does not have to be complicated. It's time to enjoy the small things. The Hyundai i20 offers you the chance to simplify. Available in 14 and 1600 manual and automatic transmissions. Amazing things come in small packages. And the i20 is equipped with features for your comfort and safety. Choose a color that defines you and be the I in the i20. Why complicate life when you can simplify with the Hyundai i20? Hyundai i20 offers 3 years or 60,000 miles of warranty. Visit our showroom today, Morris Bishop Highway, St. George's.
Hello, I'm Chef Didier and welcome to Meals in a Minute, brought to you by the Baron Gourmet Collection.
Today, we join Chef Didier on a culinary trip to China for a delicious sweet and sour chicken stir-fry.
We start by simply branding a chicken breast in a hot pan with a little bit of oil. Add a little more oil to the pan and stir-fry your fresh vegetables until barely tender. Then add a jar of sweet and sour sauce from the Baron Gourmet Collection with some fresh noodles and toss it until nice and hot. And now you are ready to enjoy your sweet and sour stir fry.
We hope we can inspire your next meal in minutes with the Baron Gourmet Collection. Baron, we make food tasty.
Welcome back. The government, as part of a reward package to the island's 400-meter track superstar Kirani James, has included the naming of the athletic stadium on its completion in his honor. Reconstruction of the stadium is being done under an agreement between the government of Grenada and the People's Republic of China. However, the government, in unveiling the gifts for Kirani's success at the 2012 Olympic Games in London, says the renaming of the stadium is a fitting contribution for what he has done for the country. Kirani has also been appointed Sports Tourism Ambassador for the country, and Minister of Sports Honorable Patrick Simmons says the young man's achievement has marked a milestone in the lives of all Grenadians.
You have demonstrated that despite the odds,
Once you lay the proper foundation, then it will be a rewarding effort. Your love and friendship has nurtured your son to blossom where he was planted. The entire James family has every reason to be proud, for you are blessed to have among you a beacon of hope in your son Kirani.
The package was unveiled Saturday at the conclusion of a week of celebrations to honor the Olympic gold medalists at the National Stadium. Moving on to volleyball with Blossom Alexis Welsh.
Officials of the Grenada Volleyball Association say they have established a good communication with the Ministry of Sports and other people who can influence the development of volleyball in Grenada. President of the Grenada Volleyball Association, Ralph Lord, spoke to Sports on 6 recently.
There are persons in our communities that are doing good things. I mean, who would have known about Renisha Stafford? I mean, that young lady, just there, very quiet, and don't talk much, but have potential to be on the world market. And I said to persons that one of my goal and my dream is to see Grenada play Brazil.
He says Grenada has the potential to do much better at the sport than they are currently doing, but they need the necessary drive and assistance.
We have the potential to do it, but we just need the support. So I'll be coming to Flow, asking for some financial support. We'll be going to the National Lottery authorities again, all of the business, all of the corporate citizens, and even individuals who in the society may have a little extra to give, because we need the support really.
Assistant Secretary of the Association and national volleyball player Andy Best says facilities should also be constructed to bring local volleyball up to international standards.
If we were in the arena of, going and play friendly matches, we would have been exposed to those kind of things. And these are the things that we have to see start developing in Grenada. International facilities, so that we get used to it. We have an international facility, North Lavery. It's a total different ball game when you're playing on it, compared when you're playing on the concrete. And this is what I want to see the ministry, the lottery, whosoever is responsible for developing our facilities in Grenada, that they do it to modern standard.
And finally, in football with Janelle Andrews.
The Stag Hankies Computer Store St. David Football League continues daily at the Bellevue playing field in the parish. The tournament features 15 teams from within St. David, including Creative House United. Their captain is Michael Francis.
Well, we have some experienced players, myself and some others, and what we do, we're trying to give younger players exposure. So we kind of bond in the senior players together with the youth players, giving them some exposure because they are the ones to play in the future to come.
In a recent match, Apretute and Bowen Blazers played to a 1-1 draw. Another team is St. David United and manager is Christopher Greenwich.
I feel we'll do very well in the tournament. Very well.
Where do you think the strength lies in it?
Well, in the defense. We have a good defense.
The teams will be competing for a first prize of $1,500, a challenge trophy and replica and medals. Second place will receive $1,200 and medals. Third place, $800 and medals. And fourth place will receive $200. A $200 prize will also be given to the winners of each of 2 zones.
That's all we have for you in Sports on 6. A recap of the headlines is next.
Still struggling to stream content? Get Flow Broadband. With the most affordable rates on the fastest speeds around, you click and stream all the content you want smoother than ever.
Flow, watch, talk, click.
Recapping the headlines, it was the week in which the Prime Minister apologized to public servants for late payment of salaries. The Electoral Office defended how it handled the theft of one of their computer systems, and one senator expressed confidence that the ruling administration will win the next elections. In sports, the nation celebrated with Olympic 400-meter gold medalist Kirani James. That brings us to the end of CC6 Newsnight Weekend Review for September 3rd to September 6, 2012. Top stories from CC6 Newsnight can also be seen on our Facebook page, Flow Community Channel 6. On behalf of the news team, I'm Samantha Williams, thanking you for joining us.